Hello students, welcome to the next video of Applied Mathematics. In today's video we are going to start Unit 3 of Applied Mathematics, which is Integral Calculus. It is a part of integration only, okay, but in previous unit we had seen the indefinite integral. We had seen the basic concept of integration. Now we are going to see the definite integral. So unit 3, in this we are going to learn two chapters, chapter number 5 and chapter number 6. Chapter number 5 is definite integration and chapter number 6 is application of definite integrals. So let's start with chapter number 5 of unit 3, which is definite integration. So learning outcomes. After watching this video, student, you will be able to define definite integration. Student, you will be able to apply rules of definite integrals. You will be able to apply properties of definite integrals. Student, you also will be able to solve example based on properties of definite integrals. Now let us see what we mean by definite integrals. So let's see this. The definite integral is defined to be exactly the limit and summation that we look at in the last section to find the net area between a function and the x-axis. Also note that the notation for the definite integral is very similar to the notation for an indefinite integral. For both we are using the same notation, but the only difference is for definite integral we are writing only integral sign. So indefinite integral can be written as integral f of x dx, while definite integral can be written as integral a to b f of x dx. Okay, if the value of integration is given, if the limit of integration is given, then this is a sum of definite integration. Now the number a, the number a that is at the bottom of the integral sign is called lower limit. Okay, this a is called as a lower limit of the integral, and the number b at the top of the integral sign is called the upper limit of the integral. Also, despite the fact that a and b were given as an interval, the lower limit does not necessarily need to be smaller than the upper limit. It is not compulsory that lower limit is smaller than upper limit. It may or may not be smaller. Okay. Then collectively we will often call a and b as the interval of integration. Okay, this a and b are called as limit of integration or as the interval of definite integration. So what you have to remember is that if this is given, only integral f of x dx is given, so that is a part of indefinite integral. It is a indefinite integral. Okay, if the limit of integration is given a to b f of x dx, then this is a definite integral, definite integration. Okay, then second thing, a and b, these are known as a limit of integration or as the interval of integration. Then third thing, a is a lower limit of integration and b is a upper limit of integration. Then fourth thing is that in indefinite integral we get answer as a function of x. Here when we integrate we get answer as f of x plus c. Okay, while in definite integral we get the numerical answer, we get some number, we get some constant value. So here we get only constant values. Okay, here we don't get any function, any variable. Here we get the exact value. Okay, so that is the most important difference between indefinite and definite. In indefinite we are not getting any specific value, we are getting the function of x, but in definite integration we are getting a specific value, we are having a constant value in definite integration. Why we are having that definite value? Because we are having the limit of integration, and when we substitute this limit of integration, so definitely we get some definite answer. Okay, so this indefinite is a general solution of integration. Okay, indefinite gives you the general solution while the definite integration gives you the particular solution. In definite integration we get the exact solution, exact value. Okay, so that's why this definite integration is a application part, application of definite application of integration. Okay, so to apply the integration one has to know the concept of definite integration. Okay, so with this introductory lecture I am concluding this video. In next video we will see the example of definite integral. So thank you students.